I think on both sides of the ball for the third scrimmage, we made it with what guys should be able to execute. Probably wasn't near as many mental errors probably as we've had in previous practices. So not any guys turning pressures loose or receivers not running the correct route. So it gave the offense a little better opportunity to have some success. I think we've really got to shore up our offensive line up front. We need to play with a little lower pad level. We've got to be able to run the football to have success in this league. And we got to play with a little better body angles. We got some guys who didn't participate today. We got some guys that are coming in. So we've got to create a lot of competition up front. We need to improve in that area. Same thing with the tight end position. We've got to get some guys that can win in the C area, can flex out and beat safeties and linebackers. You got to create some depth there. From a quarterback position, I felt like that, we probably looked at the rush a little bit too much there early on, held the ball, all of them. It's 100% if you don't leave the ball in the field of play. You're not going to catch it. So a couple of times we had some one-on-one shots down the field early on that we threw the ball out of bounds, and we don't need to do that because we got some playmakers at wide receiver. We need to keep the ball in play. But I thought as the ones went, they started taking a little bit what they were getting, checking the ball down, spreading the ball around a little bit. So that was positive. Defensively, the ones did not get any turnovers. And hey, up front, I don't know how many sacks there were. And there's probably a couple of times I didn't blow it down, to give the offense an opportunity to move on. But we've got to develop some pass rush. We got to get guys that don't give up ones for ones up front. We got to create some depth. In the back end, we need to be a ball-hawking defense. I think we got guys back there that can do that. The twos caused some turnovers, which helped them. That was good. We see some of these young guys do that. We played a lot of guys today, and there's a lot more competition. That's the way it's been all spring. And we'll get some guys back that are, that have been injured, and we'll add the guys that are coming in with this signing class, and we'll have some good competition this summer and in fall camp, and we need it. We need to create depth on both sides of the ball. I thought one of the positives today was the young guys catching punts in the back end. For the last 2 years, Marquez Callaway has handled almost every punt. I know we had one bobbled one, but I thought the guys made good decisions for their first time out there, and there's a crowd out there. So, I thought it was a really good atmosphere out there today. We have a lot going on this weekend with the baseball team, softball team, track, orange and white. It's been a great atmosphere all weekend for the university. Lots of positive vibes. You can feel our fan base, and there's lots of energy out there today. So I thought it was an overall good day.
Jimmy and Steve. McCullough had a couple of interceptions. Has he performed really well in camp?
Jaylen's a guy that we felt like had ball skills. Really today, as far as spring ball goes, I only remember him intercepting one other ball in 14 practices, but he found two today. One of them I thought was a really good break, and the other one was kind of like an alley-oop. So he's got ball skills. He's a smart guy. He's learning the system. I think he showed really good toughness this spring. So he's a guy that we just got to continue to grow and work back there.
Just in general, what did you see from Jarrett this spring, and how do you feel about his comfort level thus far with the new coordinator, new quarterback?
Jarrett's really smart. He has instincts as a player. He has arm talent. He's got good athletic ability. So he's working on the things that all players do is consistency, right? I think he's handled him handling the new coordinator coming in here, that hadn't been a problem. He's done it before, right? So I think Jim's a really good teacher. I think Chris has done a really good job there. So when you play quarterback, hey, it takes everybody around you to help you have success. And some of the part about being a quarterback is getting the other guys to play at their highest level. So, I think that's some of the things that Jarrett needs to work on, and I think he'll do that.
Blake and David. Chairman, you guys named most improved, Palmer and Pruitt. Why were those guys deserving of
Well, they were the most improved guys. So.
What did you like about them?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, so, starting with Palmer, he hadn't played a lot of ball, right? So I think T's done a really good job kind of challenging him every day to be more physical, to learn more than one position, to be stronger with releases, to have strong hands, and make more contested catches. In this league, nearly every ball is contested, so you've got to have strong hands and to do that. And I think he's done much better this spring. Daniel, to me, I think has done a really good job. I thought he started off slow the first probably 3 practices of spring, but then he has really made strides. He's always been a tough guy and played with good physicalness. But he's worked on his pass rushing. He's worked on covering guys. I think he showed a lot more instincts. He's tried to quarterback the defense this spring. He's played really hard all spring. So, and it shows up. He shows up every single day.
David and Wes. How would you compare what you saw from the offensive line today and what you saw in the first 14 practices?
Well, it was probably similar. We got more guys that have an opportunity to contribute right now than we had last year, okay? Here's the but, okay? But we've got to learn to compete harder, okay? We got to play with better pad angles, okay? Got to be lower with our body. We got to take the correct steps. We got to be finishers. Too many times today, and it's not like today's a surprise. We've had some let me say, better days than others. But I think we got guys up front, if they will challenge themselves, okay, and look themselves in the mirror every day that they go out there for the next 12 weeks to work hard to improve. You can do a lot as an offensive lineman by yourself. They put sleds out there on those, or put dummies on those sleds every day, So whether you're going to take a zone step, a stretch step, you're going to work a double team, you can do all that on your own, and we need guys to do that. They need to have pride in their performance and go work hard this offseason. We need a really good offseason at every position. So we got some guys that need to improve their strength, and I think Craig and Rachel, some of it's girth, right? So they've done a really nice job in this offseason in the last year, so I don't think that will be an issue moving forward.
Chairman, on the flip side of that, you talked about a couple times this spring wanting a better pass rush, wanting to be more active in that way. It seemed like there were some guys in the backfield today. You talked about the O-line a little bit, but was it a good pass rushing day?
Well, Wes, to be honest, I'm trying to help coach the defense, so sometimes I'm not the best evaluator of the offensive line as we're going out there. I tend to notice if a defensive back doesn't play with the right technique as opposed to how good the left guard's playing. So, but I do think we push the pocket. Lots of times being a good pass rusher is just being situational football, right? Awareness. What's the down and distance? Where's the back at in the formation? What's the offensive lineman's stances? I mean, there's lots of telltale signs, and most anybody, if they just look at those things, they'll give themselves a chance. Now, if you don't, it's like driving down the street with your eyes shut. So, but I think we're improving, in that area. I mean, hey, you look at our defensive line, they ain't played much football, right? So there's only one way to go. I mean, so if they'll work hard and play hard, to me, being a good defensive lineman is knowing what to do and playing your tail off. Is there some technique in there? Absolutely. Okay. But if you don't play with a motor, it's hard to have success playing defensive line.
Patrick, when you talk about performance, like about contested catches, sort of on the flip side of that, Delonte on a couple of touchdowns with the decision-making plays, how much of an influence is it with him and the rest of the backs that finish those plays that are sort of good with the ball?
Yeah, I mean that's what happens if you play like that. Those, you probably, I don't know how many of those a game you have, but if you look at it, it's the team that comes down with them or makes them incomplete is a big determining factor on the winner and the loser, right? So, hey, he was probably in good shape, made a good throw, but I know I saw the one down in the end zone a little better. I thought he was low on the guy, just missed the rake of the ball, but the ball was kind of sliding out, and I guess it was Palmer that caught the ball. I thought he was a little stronger with his hands there, so that was a positive there. And we gave him a ball he could catch, right? Takes protection, takes quarterback being able to step up in the pocket. They were in a bunch and ran some kind of little dig route down there in the back line, so the quarterback stepped in there. We had a good pocket, could deliver the ball. So, I mean, if you're looking at it from the defensive side, you need more pass rush, right? Offensive side, it's good. So, but Alante will be fine.
Marshall and Jesse.
Coach, looking at Jawan, how have you seen him change since you've been here, especially with his health and him being healthy? Exactly why we're seeing him have so much success on the field.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many balls Jawan caught today. I don't even know if he caught a ball. I know the fact that he can participate in spring ball and in the off-season conditioning is much better than it was last year. Last year he had a knee surgery. We didn't know if he was going to be on the team. So he's come a long ways, and he's got a long ways to go, and we all do, right? So he's got to continue to work hard at all the little things that have helped him have success in the past. He's got to continue to do that.
Jesse.
Shannon Reed was around the ball a lot today. He obviously was working with the one. What did you kind of see from him? He's kind of added weight. He's been in the system now for 2 years.
I really like Shannon as a football player. He's kind of a runner and hitter. He's got good athletic ability. He's not the biggest guy, but that's okay. He's a guy that needs to play a lot of ball. When he knows what to do, he has a chance to be successful. Probably his negatives have been a few times not knowing what to do, right? So that's something that he can control, and he's working hard at. So we have this spring, we really changed his position. Last year he played all money linebacker. So this spring he's playing MAC linebacker. And we feel like that'll help us for third down. So he has changed positions from last year, but lots of it we teach as concepts, so there's really not that much difference in the learning, but there's a little bit. So and he's done a nice job. He's a guy that works hard every day.
Any more questions? All right. Thank you, Coach.